the Lord. Well, I for one have already enjoyed being here this morning. Good morning. How easily could we have just decided to sleep in?
Yep.
I'm sure every one of us could come up with 100 excuses.
Yeah. Won't be nobody out.
But I'm thankful that I made this little trip out here with my family. Because not only do I know that my children need it, but I myself need it just as much. I'm a very weak creature this morning. My back's been bothering me, and I've had a sore throat for the past couple days. And you know, when we get down to hold prayer, and it's always the hardest thing for me to do is get down on my knees. And when I got down on my knees and I felt like electricity shoot through my left leg, it took my breath away, and all I could say was, Lord, help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it went away just like that.
Yeah.
It seems like this world has got it all backwards.
Yeah.
So full of hate.
Yeah. No peace.
So full of judgment. You know, I was looking online the other day and I got a little email. I forget who it was from, but it said the top 10 greatest love stories ever wrote. And you know, I read the list, and number 1 was Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a few of them was the story of Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. And I read all the way down. And not one place on there did they put the story of my Lord.
Yeah. No greater love.
You want to talk about
no greater love.
the greatest love story ever wrote? Read this.
Yeah.
Just pray for me. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything. But I'm talking about a man that's so full of love.
Yeah.
So contrary to the law. So contrary to the world.
Yeah.
And you know, when there was a woman one time, it's prayed. There was a woman one time that was caught in the very act of adultery.
Yeah.
And they took her before my Lord.
Yeah. Judgment said kill her.
And a crowd had gathered her up and no doubt bound her hands.
Yeah.
And took her to him, Brother Shad.
They're ready.
And you know what? They told him my Lord was standing there by a little well.
Yeah. He is the well.
And he was standing there. And they took her and said, our law says that we stone this woman. Listen, they were just looking for a little bit of approval from him. They were testing him a little bit. And you know, they said under the law of Moses that this woman is to be stoned to death. Listen, my Lord, he just knelt down. Listen, and he took his finger and drew something in the sand and wrote something. Listen, and he looked up at him and said, let he that is without sin cast the first stone. Listen, and he stooped right back down. Listen, no doubt, just drawn something. Listen, and when he got done, he looked up. Listen to me. He looked up, and there wasn't anybody standing around, stones laying everywhere. Listen, that woman had tears coming down her eyes, and Jesus looked at her and said, woman, where are thine accusers? And I love what she said. She didn't say, well, they're gone for now. Listen, she didn't say, listen, then maybe they'll come back. But people, she said, oh, Master, I have none. Listen, and Jesus looked at her and said, neither do I accuse you, but go and sin no more. I'm telling you about a love story. Listen to me, because when my Lord was hanging on a cross to die, listen, when they smote his side, people, when they stuck that crown on his head, listen, never uttered a word, but looked to the heavens and said, Master, forgive them, because they know not what they do. People, I'm telling you about true love. Listen, you can say Romeo and Juliet is a pretty good story, but you know what? This is real. This is real life, and it's not a story. Listen, but it's a testament.
That's right.
It is a living testament about what true love really is. And you know, when he was hanging on the cross, he wasn't alone.
That's right.
There were two other men on either side of him, hanging, dying, right along with him. And you know what? As the crowd mocked him, and even the man to his left looked at him and said, if you are the Savior, why don't you speak it? And let us come down off these crosses. And he was mocking him. But you know, the little man on the other side of him, just a little thief. Listen, he looked at that other man and said, even now, even now, facing death, looking death in the face, Brother Shad, do you not have any remorse? But you know what? He didn't stop there. Because he looked at my Lord and said, Master, Master, when you come into your kingdom, remember me. Oh, people, Jesus looked at him and said, this day, listen, will you be with me in paradise? He didn't look at him and say, but I remember when you did this. I remember when you said this or spoke ill of someone. I remember when you didn't pay your tithes or your taxes. But he said, this day you're going to be with me in paradise.
That's right. That's right.
That's true love. No doubt the man had been a sinner. I'm sure he was. He was hanging on a cross. But you know what? What I'm trying to get at is, you want to fill these seats? You want to overfill this little building?
That's right.
You do it with love.
That's right.
You do it with mercy. Not with standing outside the door and having a questionnaire for people when they come in. But you know what? It's done every day. Your everyday actions. You know, I heard this little story one time, and I'll try to tell this. You can get out of the way. And no doubt everybody's heard it, but I don't know why it just came to my mind. You know, there was a little 7-year-old girl one time. She had a rare blood disease. And I guess I think a lot about it because she's about Gabby's age. You know what? She needed a blood donation, a transfusion. And she had a really rare form of blood disease. And they looked and looked and couldn't find anyone that had her same blood type. And you know what? She had a little 5-year-old brother.
Yeah.
Listen, who had that same type of blood, Brother Shad. And you know what? The doctors, they came and they talked to that little boy and said, your sister needs some blood. Are you willing to donate some blood to her? And you know what? That little boy just, he looked up at the doctor and said, for my sister,
That's right.
I'll do it, listen. And you know what? A few days later, they laid that little girl, listen, and her little brother on the operating tables. And they got everything set up, listen. And you know what? That little boy, I looked over at his sister, listen, and just smiled a little bit, a tear running from his eye. Listen to me, and that blood began to flow. Listen, and after they were done there, you know, the doctors went in and they unplugged them. Listen, and as the doctor was unplugging that little boy, he looked up at him and said, "Doctor, now when do I die?" People. The doctor said, I never told him he was giving all of his blood, but he was willing to do that. Shame on us, people, when we let our judgment get in the way, when we let our pretenses get in the way of showing love. Shame on us. And when I was 18 years old, listen, I got me a blood transfusion.
That's right.
Listen, I met the man, listen, that hung on the cross. People, what came you out here to see this morning? Listen, did you come out just going through the motions? Listen, well, you know what? If you come that way, you're going to leave that way. Listen, but you come
seeking the Lord.
A blessing.
That's right.
I promise you, you'll leave here fulfilled.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get a song and let's sing and bring the little service to a close. I'm so thankful this morning. We let all of our pretenses get in the way of so many blessings. I know I do. And you know, one of my best friends back in Michigan, had never been to church in his life. Parents had never taken him to church before. You know, his name was Jeff Tarowski. He was my best friend. And you know, I talked him into coming out to church with me a couple times.
Yeah.
And then he started coming every week. And you know, he'd call me at night and we'd talk and we'd stay up. And you know what? One day we were talking and he said he had so many questions.
Yeah.
This is one of the most intelligent people that I'd ever met in my life. He was our valedictorian. Listen, he was a great athlete.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking kid.
Yeah.
And you know, he asked me one time, he said, but how do I know that I'm ready?
Yeah.
How do I know? And I looked at him and said, Jeff, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
It's about stepping out on faith.
Believe it.
Listen, and this is how I put it. I said, you know, that feeling that you get, listen, maybe when a sister shouts, or you hear the words of a song, or a preacher hits on something, you know what?
Yeah.
It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Listen, and you could swear that Jesus is sitting right next to you. I said, you take that feeling and you cling to it. You follow that. You don't follow anything that anybody tells you. You take that feeling. You hold on to that because I believe that it will guide you. The Spirit of the Lord will guide you. Go ahead and sing, man. And you know it wasn't long after that, we were having us a little meeting. And I think somebody was singing a song. And Jeff got up from the back and he came up next to Dad. And he said, Brother Chris, I want to join church. And Dad just kind of shook his head and said, okay. And just patted him a little bit. And you know what? He didn't stop